Guys, alright, today is October 4th and we're staring down the barrel of frost, which is supposed to be coming in about 3 days, and most of this is pretty much done anyways. You can see the pepper plants, a lot of red in there, so they're pretty much done. See our last little honeydews. Look at the plants, they just completely died, so they're done. None of those little cantaloupes made it. Didn't get much for cucumbers, but was able to, I think it was 5 or 6 pint jars full of bread and butter pickles, and that's all we really had. We got a few little stragglers after that, but it wasn't worth trying to can some more, so I didn't have enough. Our butternut squash is pretty much done. Honestly, it can be picked anytime. That guy's just a monster. And we just have a few other ones, small ones. But I gave it the decent sized one over there away to my mom yesterday. But we got another decent one there. And still got babies trying to grow. So, poor things. They're not going to make it. But that's okay. We had a good harvest from them. Not too bad. Ended up with 5 decent butternut squashes, so not bad. This stuff, of course, will keep going because brassicas don't mind a little frost. The zucchini is about done anyways, but we've been harvesting this whole time. I left one on there to save seeds from. And look at our poor acorn squash plants. The powdery mildew just kind of took over. And honestly, if I'd known we were going to have this late of a season, I would have done more. Like, I thought to myself when the cucumbers were dying, I thought, well, just not going to really get cucumbers this year. But, I mean, we're like weeks past our average first frost. So I might have even had time to do a second round of cucumbers. I wish I'd known. Maybe next year I'll just do it just in case. So, and look at these poor tomatoes. So that's basically what I'm out here to do today, is pick the remainder of the tomatoes. I've canned about 6 quarts of sauce, 6 pints of salsa. I'm getting ready to do some diced tomatoes today. I've also canned, I think 5, I don't think, actually I think it ended up being 4 pints of tomato soup, because that's what I use most of the cherries for it, but we still got a lot of those going. Pumpkins, I mean, that one probably won't make it either. It's not very big. We just picked the one that was right there. These guys just keep trying to grow pumpkins, like constantly growing new flowers, baby pumpkins, and then I don't know what happens, they just die. And the only one is that blue pumpkin right there. It's the only one out of here that made it, sadly. We had another one that might have made it if I had maybe put something like this under it, because the one that was here also started turning white on one side where it was laying on the ground. So if I had gotten to it sooner, I might have been able to put something under it and save it. But anyway, so I go through here, I guess, and just see what tomatoes are good. We had a lot just fall onto the ground as the plants are just pretty much dying and losing their ability to hang on to them. So this one looks pretty good, actually. So all I'm gonna do is pick the best ones. Like this one, you can tell he's had some damage there, and he fell and probably hit something on his way down, and he's pretty soft feeling. So unfortunately, this one's gonna go for a ride out there. And this one, even though it must have hit the ground pretty hard because it's really smushy. So anyways, that's basically what I'm going to do. Some of these look really nice on one side, but sometimes when you pick them, oh, look at him, he's pretty. Sometimes when you pick them, you see the side that faced away from you that it doesn't look so nice. So I'm saving the firmer tomatoes for the diced that I'm going to can, and then because they'll hold their shape better. So if they're a little orange, you know, even better. But the ones that are really ripe, or that I have to cut a lot off from, I'm probably going to use those ones as sauce. Because I didn't get as much sauce as I'd like. Come on. Might have to come back to that guy with clippers. How about you? No. Need clippers for those ones. The plants are hanging on really well to those. In the meantime, we'll look at some of these other ones. He looks kind of gross on the bottom, but sometimes they kind of grow like that. But he looks pretty good. I went to my parents yesterday and brought them a bunch of tomatoes and peppers, watermelon. That's another thing, is our watermelon are all done. They need to be picked as well. And I think tomorrow it's supposed to be 70, in the 70s Fahrenheit, but I think it's supposed to rain. And then it's going to drop drastically to be only 50s, and then like 40s at night. And then I think another week or two, it's going to be in the 30s at night. So it's always bittersweet. Because on one hand, by this time in the year, you're kind of over it. I'm over looking at all my dead plants and thinking of all the things I should have done probably differently. But it's also really sad because that's, you know, I got months and months to go. Yeah, this guy's, he's kind of ugly, huh? Got months to go before I can be outside again. That's one of the worst parts, is it gets so cold here and there's so much snow that it's just really not pleasant to be outside. It's a nice one. Alright, so I'm going to pick some of these and I'll bring it back so you can kind of see what we're working with. And then I'll start on this side as well. Alright, so that's what I've gathered so far from the big tomatoes. So I'll probably take these inside potentially before I start on these guys. Because this box is pretty heavy duty because it generally holds, what is that, oranges or something? Nope, tomatoes actually. Didn't look like tomatoes. Anyways, so yeah, it holds tomatoes, but I don't know if it's going to hold that many tomatoes. So we'll just have to see. I felt like there was still one more that I kept missing, because when I went on the other side, I could see it. One that wasn't rotten somewhere. Is it this one, I guess? Probably. Well, that's at least one of them. But yeah, a lot of these too, unfortunately, got pinched in between here. I don't know what to do about that differently. But next year, we're definitely going to do some things different. And I might even try to see if I can sanitize these seeds. Apparently, if you do a 10% bleach solution, you can kind of wash your seeds. I don't know if that's necessary. It's hard to know because I don't really know exactly what this is. If it's early blight or septoria leaf spot, I don't know. What about you? Yeah, you're good. What about you? Hiding down here. Yeah, that's a really nice one. All right, and then I'll probably have the kids come out after a while and just pick all of the green ones. And then I'll just leave those to sit together, and they will ripen eventually, as long as they're not teeny tiny. I mean, I think sometimes even the ones that are like this small will start to turn red inside eventually from, being surrounded by the other tomatoes, the gases that they release. But usually, if they're that small, they're not that good. I don't know about this. No, he's really bad on the other side. That's probably why I left him when I went over there. Okay, so I'll come back when I start to pick from the San Marzanos. Alright, so I got a different box to use for them because there's just too many, and my table is already so full of other tomatoes and peppers and zucchini, and I didn't want to lay them all out on the table because there's just too many. So let's see, a lot of these, especially on these plants that basically started off this whole tomato disease thing, the tomatoes were very small. Look at that. They did not form right. And if they have spots like this, like if it's one, I might keep it, but if they've got spots like that, I'm probably just going to toss them. And I'm not worried about tossing them out there because that is not really used for anything. So it's just weeds. So they can go crazy out there, and the raccoons and stuff that walk through here will probably grab some. And there's a lot of raccoons and woodchucks. Okay. Yeah, see, this guy's got just a little bit of spotting, so I'll probably keep him. But there's not a lot salvageable on these first two plants, just because of the disease that took them really early. I mean, look at this little tiny, this little tiny San Marzano that was starting to ripen because they just didn't grow. They just didn't get much of a chance. Versus ones like this, which are still not really large, but they at least had a chance. I can see some that started to rot, which I think is the cause of that the leaf spot caused the rotting spots on these. But this one's got like one singular spot. Now, I know a lot of times people tell you to pick only the best tomatoes when you're canning, and I totally agree. But we never get like the greatest harvest as far as like being fully. What's happening, Rock? What's wrong, baby? Okay, so most of these tomatoes are picked now and they're in the house. I think the rest of these are pretty much yucky. There's still some cherries coming, which those are fine. And then there's still some of these very small little tomatoes that may or may not ever do anything, which is fine because we got lots in there. I'll show you when we get inside. This is actually the next day after Rocky had it like almost a fainting spell, so I had to stop recording. But anyways, we're getting ready to pick this monster zucchini that I wanted to leave on here for seeds. So Jake's gonna pull that out of here. I think we're still pulling though regular zucchini too off those. Okay, I thought so, off those other plants over there.
Picked one off yesterday.
Good.
The day before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, yep. He's a big one. Should have nice mature seeds in there. I'm sad that it's getting ready to get cold, so you see Jake's got a haircut. But sorry if it's windy, I'm not really prepared for that. I don't know if we're gonna get any sunflower seeds. I'm gonna show you this one over here. We still got quite a few acorn squishes out here. But like, look at this guy. I don't know. I mean, it's huge, but I don't think it's gonna have time to actually go fully to seed. I don't know. You can see the immature seeds in there. I don't know. Look at all these peppers. So we're about to get these butternut squash. It's been kind of raining, I think, a good chunk of the day, but right now it's kind of like we're on a little dry break here. But now it's gonna get cold. So that was thick, huh?
Yeah.
Look at the size of this, or this butternut squash. Look at that guy. I mean, this is the seed cavity down here, so it's only got a small seed. I mean, it's a pretty large seed cavity, but this whole thing is nothing but flesh in there. So that's awesome.
Humongous.
Yep, we're definitely saving seeds from this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He just went crazy. So we like that. We'll see what we get next year, if we get some other big ones. And that guy, he's kind of a little fella. And then there's...
Not huge.
No, he's a little more normal sized. Yep, he's like, I think that's a average size butternut squash, maybe a little bit small, but it's not bad. Still a good squash.
Not too shabby.
And then we got that one. This is some tough stalks.
Yeah, really.
Yep, he's a nice one too. Yep, and they'll have time to finish curing in the house if they need to, but they look pretty good as far as color goes. But these ought to keep most of the winter, if not all of the winter. Yeah, I think that's the last. Yep, I think he's the last one. Rocky, you always go over on that side. He always goes down the tomato aisle first. I don't know why. He just always assumes I'm in the tomatoes. Aw, look at that little fella. He's a little one. Yep, he's pretty small. But that's alright. We're getting a watermelon. Oops, I got these peppers still on the ground.
You want the food or melons? Or no?
Yeah, I mean, at least these two big ones right here. That one's a little bit smaller, right, than this one?
Yeah, I'd say it goes size-wise. I'd go.
Yeah.
I think that one is just very slightly bigger than this one. This one, very slightly bigger than that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to have to get these two at least. I think the tendrils completely dried out on all of them. I think even...
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's dry.
Does he got a yellow spot on his little rump that he's laying on? Rock,
Yeah,
we're over here.
It's starting. Look,
Yeah, it's starting.
not bad.
You just can't figure out. Rock. There you go. Yeah. Hey, baby. See, you're so spunky for 16. That's why you scared me so bad yesterday. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Really good, this guy.
Yep. So grab that guy. Grab that guy. Is that another little squash over there?
Yeah. Oh, it's getting heavy. Don't want to get your phone all soaked.
No.
He's a big guy, though.
Yep.
I couldn't get the last guy.
There you go.
All right.
Uh-huh. You couldn't grab the little one, huh?
Yeah.
I get it.
What about that watermelon? Or are we just grabbing this one for now?
You know what's funny is there's actually starting to stop. Oh, no.
No.
I
Yeah.
really shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
I'll grab it real quick.
Okay. Because I want to... These two should be at least good and tasty. These ones are real iffy because they're small, but Yeah, he's
It's
getting
yellow on there.
Yeah, it's
Not
not.
like super yellow, but
No.
it's definitely light green.
Yeah. And then we'll have to, hopefully tomorrow.
Okay,
Oh, if you want.
I figured it'd be easier if I grabbed it.
Okay. Hopefully tomorrow when it's not raining. I just don't want, the watermelons are really sensitive to temperature. So, not as worried about like the squash and stuff like that, but I figured might as well grab those because they're ready anyways. And, but now it stopped raining again. Yeah. So, that's like our little sad pumpkin harvest. Like I said, I did give one away already, but that's okay. That's pretty large for a pie pumpkin. I mean, this is much bigger than they were last year. Last year, they were kind of more like this little tiny baby jack-o'-lantern. Maybe a little bit bigger than that, but got some pretty good ones. So you can see the table is just basically full of the harvest here. And look at all these tomatoes that we've gotten. And look at that. That's so many.
Oh yeah.
My phone does not like to focus in this light at all. But yeah, you can see just how many tomatoes are in there. That makes me so happy. That makes me really happy. And then our whole kitchen right now is a mess with all this harvest and stuff that we got going. And these were all of the cherries that were picked today, the cherry tomatoes. And those were like from yesterday, right?
Yep.
So yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. Those are the diced tomatoes that I canned yesterday. And yep, and we got lots of zucchini and stuff. So even though our plants are pretty much donezo and dead and awful looking and they've been kind of ugly for a while, I mean, we still got a really good harvest out of them. So
Yeah, for sure.
we could have gotten a few more tomatoes, but we're going to try some new varieties and see what happens.
Oh yeah, we'll see next year.
Yeah.
Get some that are a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Can handle it.
Yep.
Here.
And, you know, we may try to do some indoor because I bought some potting soil, which I still have some that's supposed to be here. I think today it was supposed to be delivered. Another two bags of it. And then we've got these fabric pots, which I think these ones are just 5 gallons. But I got those and these little plastic saucers to go underneath them. And so we may try to do some slight indoor. It won't be anything major big because I also have never done it before, but I'm kind of curious to see if we can grow some tomatoes. And we already know we can grow some peppers because we've done that before, and we'll be able to pull pepper plants probably straight from the garden and see if we can grow some cucumbers in here. So I've also ordered 2 different varieties of cucumbers that are supposed to be a little better for growing in containers and that are supposed to be disease resistant. So we'll see what we get. But okay, that's it for right now. Oh, I was gonna show you one more thing. All right, I also bought this today. And this is a Fuji apple. It's regularly $36.99, which is pretty cheap for such a large tree. But it was on clearance for $24.99. And I get an employee discount. So I only spent $21 on this tree. And so this is going to be planted here in the next couple of days, you know, before it gets really, really cold, before the frost comes. And yeah, then we gotta harvest these onions and stuff and the sweet potatoes, and maybe we'll try to get that in tomorrow or something. But all right, today is October 7th, and it is cold out. It's 50 degrees, but it's super windy, so it's actually really chilly. And it's supposed to get down near freezing tonight, and it usually gets a little colder in our little area right here than what's reported. So we're gonna just pull everything that we can. So we're pulling sleeping grasshoppers or whatever, and yeah. So we're gonna pull all these peppers and pretty much everything that we can pull. Anything that's left out here. I think we got just one watermelon, no, 2 watermelons left out here. And I think there's not a whole lot. There's like a couple little eggplants over there I can see on the kind of on the ground. Still have some acorn squash. We'll check the zucchini and all that kind of stuff and pull any of the cherry tomatoes. And then we're gonna take a look at our sweet potatoes and see if it was a full huge disappointment this year. So I'll bring you back once we start getting some more of these peppers picked, and then we'll take a look at what we got. Alright, so what we got, these ones are the green peppers so far. Now, a lot of them look decent, but they're short. So they're nice and big on top, and then they're like all squatty. Some of these, of course, are small. We got a couple nice ones, but most of them are just kind of short and wide. Here, Rock, you need to get through there. There, go through there, baby. Okay. And then for the Corno de Toros, looks like this is what we got for those. So, again, a pretty good harvest. Not too shabby. Sadly, I didn't get to wait until one of these ones turned red so that we could get seeds from it. So, didn't really get seeds from almost any of these, actually. Peppers did not have enough time. Alright, and here are the jalapenos. So that's a pretty decent harvest as well. Not too bad. They're clearing the little acorn squishes out too, the remainder. Got a lot this year, like a lot. And then look at all these banana peppers. Isn't that ridiculous? Those we got a ton of. So we'll put those in that box. Then there's the rest of the little baby eggplants. A couple of them are decent sized. Like, that's not too bad. But yeah, and then this guy, we gotta do something for him. Otherwise, he's just not gonna make it. And I imagine many of these plants will be dead by morning. Our acorn squish. Alright. Did we have any more zucchini or anything like that left?
Nope. One guy, not fully grown, probably won't make it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get these peppers into that box. Alright, so the fabric is coming down off the brassica bed because we probably won't need it. They can... Yeah, I saw that yesterday. But they can take a frost. So they should be okay. We'll see how the cabbage does. I might have to look at that and make sure that this is a variety that can handle some light frost, but it's starting to rain out here, so we're kind of up against the clock, and it's supposed to rain over the next several days, which really stinks because it's going to get so cold. And then we got to see what our onions are looking like in here, which I don't think they did very well. Can't even hardly get to them because they were so buried. Alright, so we got to pull all these onions because they're, they're obviously not going to do anything else. So we'll just pull what we can and see what we get. I mean, that's not a bad sized onion considering the fact that these all started with just onion sets and not by seed. But I think these did better than our seed onions.
Yeah.
And this poor little cucumber never really got to set more fruit. It has one little cucumber on it that's just not going to grow up. The radishes here are just starting to swell, looks like. So, but they can usually take a little bit of a frost too, so they should be okay.
Oh, they're all breaking now.
I'm not surprised.
And
That is so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh.
I think most of these are probably not bulbed. Yeah, but I mean, they should be all right. Like, that's a decent sized one. That's not bad. Not bad at
This
all.
one specifically is going to be tiny.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there even anything here?
I don't know. You can just pull it and see what happens. See if anything. No, not really. But you know, that's okay.
Well.
Oh, it broke.
Okay. It might not have anything. It probably doesn't have anything either.
Yeah, it was actually really big.
Oh.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Okay.
Okay. Is that all of them?
Yep.
Okay. The beets aren't really doing anything. I should have known. Like, I planted them in this area where this doesn't get a lot of like water itself because of how the irrigation is set up in here. So I guess we might not get beets. Unfortunately, all of that garlic sprouted. I don't know if I said that or not last time, but unfortunately all the garlic sprouted, so I'm gonna have to plant more. But that's okay, because I'm just doing a grocery store garlic. It's not a big deal. So, and it's not organic or anything, and they sprouted super easy. But okay, let's go back over by the sweet potatoes. Alright, well, I know. What do I do with these?
I know. I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. Might be a little late.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright.
Well, to be fair, it's our first year doing it, so.
Yeah, and we knew they didn't get in the ground in time. I'll just knock the soil off, so use next year. Who knows? Maybe they'll, if I set them over here, maybe they'll still dry into something. I don't know. Okay, let's see what happens. Jake was able to lift this whole thing, which is like 500 million pounds, I think.
I think that sounds about
Look
right.
at this, yeah. Look at all there's worms in there. I don't know if there's any sweet potatoes, but there's definitely worms.
Yeah, for sure. Worm farm.
See lots of roots, but...
Oh, another worm.
Lift it from the bottom, see if you can.
Or... Aw, did we not get anything?
We may not have.
Oh,
Wait. Hello, guys.
careful. I'm scared. I'm scared I'm gonna ruin some if there are some in here, you know.
A couple little fellas.
Yeah, got some little ones. It's kind of hard to grow them where the season is so short, and they didn't get in the ground necessarily as soon as they probably should have. Because again, we had a whole lot of first time setups and stuff.
There's more.
Yeah, and they broke. That's okay. They might.
Yeah, the roots are really thick around them.
Yeah. I mean, at least they grew something.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Yeah, next year we'll just
Really trying not
do this a little different.
to. Yeah.
And you know what? Next
just put it
year,
right there.
I'm thinking maybe not putting the sunflowers in with them, because that might have actually impeded them a little bit. I don't know. So.
Wow.
Wow, look at them.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, worst comes to worst, these are our
Oh, that's everything
next
out of this
year's.
box.
These are our next year's sweet potato slips, if anything.
Oh, that's all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Sad day. Sad day.
Oh, well.
Alright.
It'll probably be our best bet.
Probably.
Yeah, they're.
They're bitty.
Yeah. Definitely did a little bit better last year, at least as far as formation goes. Like, it's kind of weird. Maybe this soil. I mean, it looks nice and loose. Doesn't look like it was too compacted.
No.
But maybe next year we try to put like one plant per grow bag or something like that. And I don't know.
He's a really weird guy.
Yeah. They act like they didn't have a good chance to like form like like they just didn't have stretch out.
I
Yeah.
think that's our biggest one.
That's okay.
Compared to our normal potatoes.
Yeah.
Teensy tiny.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
We got
like I
something.
said, like I said, worst comes to worst, these are next year's slips.
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's how all they are. They're roots that just swell up. So they're not like regular potatoes where they form, like actual fruits. These are just the roots of them. And yes, I know those leaves are edible too, but I'm just not really into eating a bunch of leaves. We have so much green stuff that I don't feel it necessary to save every green thing that we have, and we don't have chickens or anything like that, so. Oh, there's a little some. It's like growing in the bag.
You grabbed right on.
I mean, they definitely had a lot of roots going through there, but I don't know.
Tons of roots.
Yeah.
They just didn't like it, I guess.
Nope.
Weird.
Just wasn't long enough, I think. I think it's hard in northern climates. Maybe I need to look into either starting them so early in pots inside, and then bringing them out, or I need to look at different varieties or something. So these ones are from our slips that we grew, and then they got put in the ground even later, so I doubt there'll probably even be anything in here.
And the soil was a bit funky too.
Yeah, it was.
But that was what we had.
Yep. But that's okay. This is all going to get added, hopefully, to the strawberry bed, and we'll start over next year with new bed, or new material. Got it? Jeez, that one's funny, huh?
That dirt's a little...
Can.
A little heavier?
Yeah, for sure.
A little compacted?
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, they probably didn't form anything because they probably couldn't. Because it's like a...
It's like a brick in there.
Yeah. It's supposed to not be a brick in there, but I was really disappointed when I pulled it out. I can't even remember what kind of soil it was. I don't even remember.
Bad quality.
Yeah, I think this was from the hardware store down the road. Yeah, I don't even see anything in there, huh?
I don't see anything in there.
No, it
Yeah. No.
Ew.
Ew, what is that?
A spider.
Spider.
Oh.
Here's that. Can you just... Yeah, you go over there.
Alright.
And
That's where
a
it
spider
wanted
get in
to
there,
start,
but potatoes can't dig through.
I don't know.
I mean, he was deep in there.
Yeah.
And this is very compacted.
He must have he must have dug a hole right through there somehow.
Yeah, really. Well, man's in that back since you don't want it. Mr. Spider.
Okay. Alright, so it was pretty much a bust on the sweet potatoes. Kind of expected, but,
What can we do?
had hopes. I guess they were just starting to form, really, and that's why the ground underneath them was starting to pop up, but,
Yeah. You can tell it's bad quality. I mean, look at that.
yeah.
Pretty much just looks like clay.
Yeah, I didn't get any sweet potatoes, and this one's got mint and oregano in it, so it's gonna stay for the winter.
Nope.
We'll see. Hopefully it survives. You're gonna see what Yeah, I don't see anything that looks like an onion bulb at all. Nope, didn't do anything. I kind of feared that because they're in here. Yep, they're in the shade. So it was kind of more or less an experiment, and it didn't work out. So that's all right. We got green onions if we want them. So that's okay. They grew really, really long, onions, and maybe that's part of the problem too. So, all right. Well, it was a season. I'll say that. It was a lot of trial and error on stuff, and
These guys actually balled up a little bit too.
yeah. Yeah, most of them have a little bit of a head. They're not huge, but they're firm.
Do we pick these guys, or do these guys, can they stay?
Yeah, they can stay. And that kale is just stupid.
Monstrous.
Yeah. And hopefully, I mean, we still have these beans. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to pull anything that's dried, and I think we're gonna have to pull anything that's not dried even. And look at our little okra, our pretty little okra flowers. And there's still tons of buds on them, but no more okra. I don't think we're gonna grow it again though. Wasn't really a fan. I mean, they didn't produce a lot here anyways. I mean, you can tell if they would have had a longer season, they would have like kept going. But even frying them, that slime is a little bit too much for us. We tried small ones, large ones. It just wasn't for us. So this, I believe, is the only good pumpkin that we really have left out here anyways. Because I don't think this guy, he's just not big enough. We might be able to cover him. I don't know. There's lots and lots. Look at this guy. He was finally gonna make it, wasn't he? There's one over there that's like, it's like this big. At the very end over there was finally gonna turn into a pretty blue pumpkin.
Of course.
Yep. Okay. Can't even cut it very long, huh?
No, this is as much as I can reach on it.
Alright.
Ready?
Yeah. I think it was done anyways. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it was starting to yellow on the bottom, so that's good.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
something. It's
it's-
definitely not as good as last year.
No, it's not. It's the only one we got out of all these plants.
Yeah,
We had
they did
6 plants.
terribly.
Yeah. Look at that one jack-o'-lantern too trying to grow.
I blame the smoke.
Yeah, I'm kind of going to blame that too. That smoke really affected how much sunlight everything got. Let's see about this guy. I don't think he's close. I'm afraid if we were to cut him right now, he would just rot. Same with that one over there.
They put a sheet over him for the night.
Yeah, we could try that. The bad thing is you almost have to cover most of the plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be cold for like the next week at least.
Yeah, it's gonna be raining
Yeah.
constantly.
I mean, if it would stay raining, then the frost wouldn't hit it, but it's gonna, if it turns to snow. See, that one even got bigger than most of them did, but yeah, this makes me really sad. That's like only the 3rd one to get that size this year. I wonder if I pick these beans, like this one, if it'll dry enough to become seeds. I don't know if it's mature enough quite. Maybe we'll just pick the dry ones that we can. And I still have seed that I can plant again next year. So it's not the end of the world if I can't save seeds from these ones. Are you done, Rock? Are you done being cold outside? Ready to go in? You're shivering. Brr, it's cold, huh? Poor baby. Oh, poor baby. Alright, guys. Well, I appreciate you joining us again and looking at our sad little sweet potato harvest. And it's been a year. There's been a lot of changes this year for me personally, for our family personally. And there's been some changes for our garden this year, and hopefully every year it just gets better and better as we kind of just get more and more experienced and learn what works and what doesn't, and we'll just keep going and see what we can do. So anyways, thank you so much if you made it through this very long video, and you guys, I really appreciate you and you mean the world to me. And I think it's really cool that you want to come and watch me succeed but also fail. So anyways, it's been a great season. Take care, you guys. God bless you. And I'll see you soon.